Hello and welcome to another session of Masks: A New Generation. This is Masks Year One, where our players are playing characters from established media properties, done into sort of first year young teen versions of these characters. And today we are integrating a new character to the team, and then we're going to kind of pick up where we left off last time. So, Chris, why don't you give us the brief rundown of your character, and then we'll look at some of the questions that we might have. And we'll talk about the rest of the group. Actually, before we do that, let me have each of the players give the 30-second elevator pitch of who they are, so you have that in your mind. So, Joe, give us the sorry. Yep. When I see somebody not looking, that's when I call on them. Why don't you give us the 30-second elevator pitch for how you're picturing Selena right now?
I'm playing Catwoman, aka Selena Kyle. It is mostly a secret to everyone except She-Hulk. She's kind of, waffling back and forth between criminality and doing the right thing. She does the right thing, but she's not really willing to call herself like a hero like the rest of everyone else. And yeah, she's getting more and more back into crime, it seems like, or she's being asked to get back into crime to figure something out. And she's also been infected by the Black Diamond of Eclipsos, which is, it's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Everything
It's
will be
absolutely fine.
And then, Greg, why don't you give us your take on Doctor Strange?
I am playing Stephen Strange, aka Doctor Strange, as a teen with a slightly updated backstory to have him discovered as a child to be the successor to the Sorcerer Supreme. So he's been raised off in the Himalayas to take up the mantle of defending the earth. And he's got a very high opinion of himself and his abilities, but still worries that it's not going to be enough because there are terrible things out there. There we go.
Excellent. And last but not least, She-Hulk.
Hi, I'm Brandon. I'm playing She-Hulk, also known as Jennifer Walters, who was turned into who she was by a blood transfusion from her in this fiction half-brother, Bruce Banner, also known as the Hulk. She is 17 years old in this iteration, and under the guardianship of a police lieutenant, actually, Layla Trevani, her parents having been killed by the notorious gangster Nicholas Trask. And she has, at this point, doesn't have complete control over her powers, still transforms when angry, and has, not obviously become the super lawyer that she may well become. She has revealed her identity to Catwoman, and it's pretty clear that she not only considers herself Catwoman's friend, but has something more for her. She is in the public eye best known for collateral damage to a span of the Brooklyn Bridge suffered when defeating Doc Octopus in getting away with a piece of critical technology. She says they always show that video.
So, Chris, we're going to assume that, like in the early issues of the series, Thor has popped up once or twice to work with the team, so you are known to them. Give us your take, your vision, your version of Thor here.
Yeah, thanks. So Thor's, I guess the easiest way to say it is he's come into his power, into the title of Thor, gotten Mjolnir before he was really deserving of it. So his whole thing is he's been sent to Earth, exiled to Earth. Odin wants essentially some time for this young Thor to get his head on straight. He definitely doesn't lack courage or valor, but there's definitely some lack of discretion that Thor has, and he's always been a bit of a he always wants to be the best, and he'll leave everyone else behind. But I think he's got some things to learn about what it really means to be a hero and work on a team. And I don't know. I could imagine that Thor has popped in and out of adventuring with some of the young heroes of Halcyon City, and I don't know. I could sometimes he gets sent away via the Bifrost or whatever. I don't know. I think that's the shtick for him. You're on mute.
Oh, comes and goes. Does he have a secret identity, or is he pretty much Thor? And then I change in my clothes, and I'm Thor, but in regular clothing.
I think he's always Thor. He dresses outrageously, regardless of whether he's a hero or whether he's supposed to try to fit in. I don't think he fits in all that well. I figured maybe Heimdall is sent to be his mentor, and Thor's a bit of his ward, and maybe he gets sent to go to school. But I mean, if there's any sort of dress code, Thor is not going to follow it.
Okay. So we're working from the legacy. So tell us about the moves that you've chosen and that gives you.
Yeah, so the two moves that I was thinking was Words of the Past. So I can seek guidance with one of the elders of my legacy. So I figure Odin pulled up via whatever high-techy Asgard. Maybe he appears in all like forms of water around him. So in his glass of water, or in his sink in the morning, Odin will come to speak to Thor, and Thor doesn't really want to listen to what Odin's got to say at this point in his life. But maybe Odin will say the right things and give him some good lessons to follow.
Okay.
And then legacy matters for the other one. So I figure that to the extent we want to bring in, I don't know if Loki or anyone else from the legacy are established, but I figure Heimdall is a good example of someone that would definitely have influence over me for my legacy, trying to steer me in the right direction as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think Heimdall, Loki, Odin, these are all good figures to have there. Do you want to tell us anything interesting for your backstory? Anything that you think is important for us to know? I kept the backstory relatively light. I think that like Odin, as far as I think, is probably not too well known. Maybe the heroes are in the know, but at least the common average day Earthkin is not. I'd say that just for like the sense of how I play the character is kind of a bit of a himbo, a bit of a surfer guy. Okay.
Yeah, that's the sort of the direction I'm going.
That's
Doesn't
perfect.
take anything seriously, and will get us into plenty of trouble at any moment's notice.
Let's look, and let's have you do one of your relationship questions, and then I'm going to go around and get other people to give what they think their character's reaction to Thor is, and then we'll do your other one. So which of the two do you want to figure out right now?
Well, let's do the second one. You
Okay.
trust blank and told them an important secret of your legacy.
Mm-hmm.
I could imagine, I don't know, like in confidence, telling Doctor Strange that the hammer isn't totally within his control. There isn't within my control, within Thor's control. That perhaps the power that I'm able to wield is sometimes a bit more than I can actually handle. But definitely don't tell anyone. Don't tell Odin. Don't tell Heimdall. I'm very confident. Just don't tell anyone else.
Nice. Do you like that, Dr. Strange?
Certainly. That seems good. It's another dangerous artifact I have to
Yes.
watch out for.
Yeah.
So Catwoman, what do you think your reaction is to to Thor, who's popped in a few times?
I think that he's like you said, he's a himbo. So it's like, all right, well, he's useful and he's cute, but he's so dumb. He's just so wonderfully, beautifully dumb. Or at least that's the way she treats him.
Right.
Like you're a big puppy, dog. But like, it's like, all right, well, he's trying. He tries better than me.
Dr. Strange, what do you think your thoughts and reactions are to Thor?
I think I recognize that he's kind of on the same level as me as far as power goes. So there's a bit of a rivalry in my mind where, you know, he's always the one wanting to jump out and take things on, and so am I. So
The competition then.
do you think when someone looks at, say, Doctor Strange and Thor standing side by side, Dr. Strange, do you think they see you as the older one or Thor as the older one?
I would hope they think me.
Okay. Do you think they actually do? Do they see you as the kid next to Thor? Or do they see you as the smart older brother next to Thor?
I think there's probably not all that much difference.
Okay.
But you know, I'm the smart and mature one.
I like
He's
that.
the kid who's been kicked out of home. So
And then She-Hulk, what about for you? What is your impression of Thor?
He needs smartening up. This is a experience needs to break a few rocks over his head. And I'm gonna push him to do it.
You mentioned to me you're thinking about having him in the rival slot for your
Yep.
connections. Okay.
It seems completely obvious.
Does that work for you, Thor?
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. And come back to Thor, what about the other relationship question?
Yeah, shaming my legacy. I'm having trouble picturing what this would look like in practice, right? Because I've already kind of shamed myself somehow by being sent here to Earth and having to prove myself. But I'm trying to think what would Odin not want me to get up to on Earth that.
I haven't thought.
Yeah, please.
Like, so maybe like consorting, like working with me and consorting with me, and I convinced you, like, he's like, no, this is to like, and I got you to help me pull off a heist.
Yes, I broke the laws of hospitality by helping Catwoman on some sort of heist. Maybe an unwitting accomplice.
Maybe it was something like, well, it felt very natural because it's the kind of thing you and your brother would do, and fell into that mode. Yeah.
Yes.
May I also suggest that that Thor, especially while young, is very competitive. In some ways, is described as rather competitive. And you know, but She-Hulk in the group, there's someone that you can be directly competitive with. You know, it's like if I don't know why we haven't arm wrestled yet.
Oh, I mean, I feel like it has to be every time we meet.
Pretty much, yeah. I think we have a table that's strong enough to hold our elbows up. That we found a steel, industrial, cable spool or something like that.
And then you give influence to all your teammates. So Dr. Strange, She-Hulk, Catwoman, you may mark influence with over Thor.
And it's just Thor, right? There isn't anybody else.
Thor.
Yep. And so let me ask you this. Why do you think you dig hanging with a team?
I mean, we can definitely lean back into the competition piece. Thor definitely thinks himself the greatest hero of all the realms. And this team here, you know, sometimes they're at least make the competition interesting. But I think that he wouldn't admit that he finds the I'll feel it out, but I can imagine that one or some or all of the team here are a bit of an inspiration in terms of like taking up the mantle of a hero and truly living it. Whereas for Thor, I mean, this is just his life. He's always supposed to have been Thor.
Mm-hmm. So let me go over what happened last time to frame us up, and then what we have on the table. So last time, She-Hulk got news that supposedly the Hulk had been spotted in here in New York, and that there was a team being set up to deal with the Hulk, led by Tony Stark, to deal with that, and She-Hulk became quite upset. Doctor Strange returned from the distant realms only to find his rival Baron Mordo had returned with someone who might also be heir to the mantle of the Sorcerer Supreme. And Catwoman got called by Batman to go and check in with some of her old teammates and infiltrate something. And the group eventually gathered together with She-Hulk pushing for the group to investigate the Hulk situation. At the same time, some of the group have a midnight meeting at the docks to see what's going on with this strange mob situation. And that included both Daredevil and Catwoman. The group investigated one of Bruce Banner's old labs, and while there, were followed by Iron Man, who engaged them and asked them to leave. And the group refused to leave, and the group fought Iron Man. And then in the middle of that fight, a hulking green figure showed up, who turned out not to be the Hulk, but in fact the Abomination. And Doctor Strange dragged the Abomination away and took him on one-on-one, and was probably going to get his clock cleaned when Baron Mordo showed up and assisted him and was able to drive Abomination off. Doctor Strange then returned to where She-Hulk and Catwoman were, and that's kind of where we left off. Daredevil has, in kind of watching all of this, has decided that maybe he doesn't want to have his dad in harm's way. And so he is headed off to essentially intercept Batlin Murdoch to get him off the playing field from what's about to happen. But does that seem reasonable, Catwoman? Since now this comes to kind of your lead scene.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Of course, Daredevil asked me to do a thing and then doesn't show up. I had to be here anyway, so.
Right. So Catwoman, you've already kind of told the group that you need to go and do this thing, that there's this big meeting. I think that's already on the table. And I think that as you're kind of explaining that, and time is growing close, I think, Thor, what does your entrance look like? Is it a flash of lightning, or do you just fly out of the sky, or what do you think that is?
I think the hammer is probably the first thing that hits the ground, and a flash of light before them. Definitely very showy. Great blonde hair blowing in the breeze behind him as he sort of dusts himself off from all the debris that's been kicked up by the hammer crashing down.
Oh, brother.
You knew there was a great fight, and you look around and you realize you must have just missed it. But She-Hulk, Doctor Strange, and Catwoman are there looking a little bedraggled, I think is the best way to put that.
Say, friends, am I too late?
A little
Yes.
bit.
Oh, man, was it a good fight?
And she's just like crossing her arms in front of her, like glaring at you. Define good.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's like define fucking good.
There
I
was
almost-
punching, there was slapping, throwing.
Yes, there
someone
was
get
all
the-
those things.
Okay.
Yes, I
would've-
almost
good
killed. Yes, I almost killed Iron Man, and Selena had, and Catwoman had to pull me back.
Iron Man. Whoa. You fought Iron Man without me?
He was trying to catch me.
You know, maybe if you had a phone
Ugh,
where we could
phones.
contact you. Not all of
He-
us have access to a Raven.
We've given him a phone. It doesn't work. It says it doesn't work in his hands. Dorian, Asgardian, something or another.
Short out. Sparks fly. Well, it can't be helped. Are we fighting Iron Man soon again then? Or is that just a one-time thing?
Hopefully not.
Oh,
Okay,
by the way,
well,
we got to change phones. Ours are tapped.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, it's tired. Well, yeah, what gets here? Get some new burners. Because Stark is listening in on everything.
I mean, it's probably just more than Stark, but
Yes, yeah, I know, but it's Stark who wants
it's probably
Cat-
keywords.
Cat. It's Stark who wants to capture me. Okay,
If he
And-
wanted to
and
capture
fucking-
you, he had plenty of opportunity. He doesn't want to capture you.
he said he did.
Mm,
He said that he, in order to fight the Hulk, he needs all the information he gets, and that includes me.
mm.
And did he, and did
Well,
he ask?
He did leave, so
Oh, yeah, he
while you
left-
were
left after-
unconscious. So
yeah, after I ripped his front breastplate off and almost crushed him.
yeah, that's still whatever. I've got stuff to do.
I knew the iron suit wasn't too strong. Humans.
Cat, I don't want to fight with you.
Okay.
So Catwoman, you do have this appointment that's coming up,
Yeah.
and this
And I
is the
said-
team that you have.
Yeah. That's nice. I'm not I already told She-Hulk earlier that I have a thing to do tonight.
Yeah.
And I am not inviting you. Like, look,
Why not?
subtlety is required.
I can be subtle.
No, you cannot.
I can, not in this, guys.
Do you think these two can be subtle?
Oh,
No, but I can't. But I can be inconspicuous.
Okay.
You need a partner at least. I mean, to watch your back. You're going into a dangerous situation. I know that,
I'll be
and
fine.
I don't have to know the fuzzy details. It's just just in case you need backup. That's all.
I think this is gonna be one of those things where she's just been like, I'll get a burner. I'll get us all a bunch of burners.
I'll just
have
be,
my number.
I'll be
but-
nearby. Okay,
I'm
that's
not
all.
telling you. No,
Please.
no. This is you trying to provoke me?
That does feel like a provoke.
Yep.
Let's resolve that role, and then we'll kind of check in with the others about what they want to do.
There it is. Ten.
10. All right. Do you want to go along with this, Catwoman?
No, I don't. I want to. I'll give you that condition.
Okay, what are you going to mark?
Oh, jeez. Let's see. Gotta look at them all. Let's see, we got. Guilty. Guilty makes the most sense.
Okay.
And yeah, She-Hulk says, sometimes it's hard to be your friend.
And that's when she's just like, you can see that she there's the thought balloons of like, there's so much I want to say right now, but like that I cannot deal with this. And she just like, scampers up a wall,
Yeah.
running away from the situation.
Yeah, in classic superhero comic book fashion, you go to move and you vanish off.
Yep.
Could I shout something after Catwoman? I don't think
Sure.
she's going to hear it. I'll say, "Where's the thunderstorm tonight?"
The what?
Thunderstorm. It's my thing. I'm going to hang out in the clouds, maybe, and make some noise. It's fine. Okay.
So Catwoman, you've headed off. We'll come back to you in just a second. Dr. Strange, we haven't heard from you in a bit. Catwoman has taken off to do her agenda. You've got a couple conditions marked. You have the two most physically powerful people on your team are here. You've got some things you want to deal with. Do you think you push for going after Catwoman or tracking or doing something else? What do you think, Dr. Strange?
Yeah, definitely. I'll turn to the others and say, well, we obviously can't let her go off on her own now, can we?
No.
Just look at the way she left.
Can you scry on her or something?
I can
Use the
certainly
all-seeing
attempt
eye of what's it?
the eye of Agamotto.
Oh, that, yeah. Sorry, I just
Yes,
can't remember
Agamotto.
these names just don't stick in your head.
So you want to try and subtly track Catwoman using your magics, Dr. Strange. Is that what I'm understanding?
Yes.
Then I think that is unleash your powers to extend your senses.
Oh,
need to
maybe
roll
if
some
I add in
dice.
2d6. Yep. There we go.
Woof, much better with dice.
A 12.
So I think you can absolutely read your senses out after Catwoman takes off. I think you have that sense of tracking, and you also have that sense of that magical curse, that magical taint that is on Catwoman right now. It is particularly potent. So you can easily, if you want, lead the group to a place that is at a distance, but easily reachable, trying to have some cover. Does that seem fair?
Yes.
Okay. Tell me, Thor, what kind of location do you think the group is gonna set up at to watch? They know that there's like a warehouse, like dock, that's this sort of villain meeting is going on at that they're headed to. What kind of place are you at? Are you on top of another warehouse? Are you on top of like a crane? Like what kind of place do you think you're at?
I like the crane option. Like one
Okay.
of if we're like the container,
Mhm.
like the cranes for the containers. If we're hanging out at the highest spot around wherever this warehouse is, get a good bird's eye view.
Yeah, a ways away, but within an easy travel. The three of you kind of seated up there on that. In between this scene and the last She-Hulk, have there been any changes, any preparations that you've made, anything?
Changes, preparations. Yes, I'm going to take out my frustrations on a piece of building scheduled for demolition anyway.
All right. So in between you have smashed a building down.
Yeah, it's just like, it's just, this is, they're right. This building is, I know a building that's condemned and is a hazard, to current things, but it's been kind of locked up in court as to who owns it. And so nobody's demolished it and the city hasn't taken eminent domain of it. And I'm just going to go over there and polarize it.
Yeah. So you've gotten like fixed up maybe some of your clothing,
Yeah.
but at the same time now you're still covered with a building's dust when we come into this scene.
Yeah. Just grab a couple of girders and pull on them like Samson style,
So the three of you are kind of seated on this crane, looking down to nice silhouettes of that. And we cut down below to the docks. There's a more modern warehouse. The doors are slightly rolled open. There are some cars around. Figures have been coming. Catwoman, how do you want to play this?
I mean, Harley and Ivy invited me, so I'm like probably with them.
Okay, so meet them a little ways away, and they will nod to you, and they kind of look, and they're like, "What happened to you?"
I got in a fight with Iron Man.
What?
It's this whole thing. It was a pain in the ass.
With like you got in a fire in Iron Man, and you're here?
Well, he had more pressing concerns. The Hulk.
Oh. And Harley's like, I don't get it. Okay. And Poison Ivy's like, okay, come on.
Mm-hmm. So, what do you two know what the score is?
There's somebody from one of the big groups who's organizing something. We're here to hear them out about that.
Okay. I didn't know if you were already contracted.
Not yet. This is to see what's up.
Okay, gotcha.
And there are a couple of goons on the doors. They kind of nod to the three of you as you head in. There are some clearly freelance mafia style agents, the kind of skilled thugs that are there, but there are also a set of assorted minor villains here. Catwoman, give me the name of a classic Marvel, DC, or other low-level villain who is on the scene.
Captain Cold.
Captain Cold. Okay, so we see Captain Cold is there as well. Brandon, give me the name of another low-level
one.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Shocker.
Got the big gauntlets on that thing.
That's pretty much his thing.
Yep. Greg, what's another low-level villain, Marvel or DC or otherwise, that's present here?
Rhino.
He's talking over there. Yeah. And Chris, what's about like another one?
Drawing a blank. Do we have Tombstone?
Oh, Tombstone's great.
Sure.
And there's also Elektra. So, Catwoman, you look around and there are a lot of villains here. And you're like, okay, this is a pretty big group here. There is that whole boys club thing where Captain Cold and Rhino kind of look you over. Rhino's like, huh, huh, huh. Probably says something dumb like frail, something. And there's that kind of general,
Successful.
what do you want to do here as you kind of go into this meeting?
I guess mingle, chatting with, I guess Captain Cold's the one that seems the most trustworthy. And like, she doesn't kill because she's got that whole Central City's that whole weird thing about like, no, we're not like, we're just trying to prove ourselves better.
Right.
And plus, we don't want to like, if we get they get arrested a lot, so they don't want to get put away for too long. We're getting the maximum security.
All right. Captain Cold will look at you, ladies.
Lenny, how are you?
Good. I thought you switched sides, so to speak.
Cats are fickle.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
There's not a lot of profit in doing the right thing all the time.
This is what I tell people, but they never listen to me.
I know, it's what you say. You have a plan, right? You always have a plan.
So did you make out well on the Dr. Doom score?
Yeah, surprisingly.
Excellent. Excellent.
It's a weird book.
Book.
Yeah,
I understand rare books sell for quite a bit these days.
I mean, Doom wanted it, so that definitely increased the value.
Interesting. And good. Well,
Do you know what this is all about? Is this some like attempt at like a gathering of villains to unite or something?
I think it is more along those lines, but he pauses. He says, "This is the real thing." Let me just say that from what I have heard. And I think you'll see a couple of figures kind of walk in. They look more like the sort of lieutenants of a gang. They nod and they say, if everyone could come over this way, and it kind of organizes the group of these villains and these sort of skilled henchfolk. And after a few minutes, you will see this enormous figure in a suit walk out, bigger than She-Hulk, the size of the Abomination, and walks out and takes off his hat and sets it down, and it looks like the Hulk to your eye, Catwoman, though with the grayish skin. And he will say, "Very glad to have all of you here this evening. I want to thank you for taking the time to hear me out and to talk about our futures." And you see him kind of look around, and his eyes will kind of fall on you, Catwoman. And he says, "I see word has gotten out further. It's good to see you, Catwoman."
You've got me at a loss.
You can call me Mr. Gray, just for the simplicity of things.
Well, Mr. Gray, you know what they say about curiosity.
I do. So, as some of you know, I've called you here to talk about a business arrangement, a cartel of sorts, one that will change the face of things here in New York, a sinister group, as it were. There were some folks who were, let's say, opposed to this, and we have dealt with them. I have the backing of certain families within the crime circles of New York. Others were opposed, and they had sent people to infiltrate, but they have been dispatched. We are ready now for us, gestures around, skilled people, talented folks with unusual powers, and he nods at Ivy, particular skills, nods at Rhino, and talented agents who maybe have not gotten their due. We are going to organize, join up. We are going to work together, and you will be paid handsomely for this. You'll be kept on a retainer. You'll be given choice jobs. You will be given protection. And from time to time, we will deal with the kinds of threats that have caused so many problems here for us. Too long, we have allowed individual heroes like the Batman and Daredevil and Spider-Man to drive our choices. We are going to work together en masse to deal with them. We've seen heroes gather together, like the She-Hulk and Daredevil and Doctor Strange. And until tonight, I would have said Catwoman. But certainly, you're not here just to infiltrate and find out our plans, are you?
What would I do?
He walks.
There are so many of you.
Yeah. He walks towards you. That kind of heavy leaden things. And he says, that's very true. What would you do? Because you are just a person, just a child. And he is pushing on your mundane.
Okay.
Pushing that up.
I don't care what you think.
You know, try and reject that?
Of course.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. It's just a flat roll plus my, I don't care what you think.
Okay.
All right. Got an 8. Let's see.
You get to choose one.
Ah, that's right.
You do tune
Choose-
them out.
Let's see. I'm going to cancel their influence and take +1 forward against them. This child, unlike a lot of people here, hasn't been caught.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
If you play, play their side, make them think you're with them, you get a lot of leeway. So they overlook a lot of things.
That is very, very true. Well, I'm glad to have you on our side, Catwoman. And I want to show all of you, demonstrate to all of you that I am more than just a pretty face. And he will gesture, and you will see this figure walk in, and you will see Spider-Man. And everyone kind of like gasps when Spider-Man walks in, like go to their guns, all that kind of thing. And he says, I have powers that have been given to me that you cannot even begin to imagine. And we will start by having the conversion begin. Spider-Man is now on our side. He will act as our, how do I put this, go-between for the heroes. Isn't that right? And you'll hear this figure, and you've worked with Spider-Man before. We've established that in the game, and you hear his voice say, yes, Mr. Gray. What do you want to do, Catwoman?
Oh, internally, thought Bob was like, what the hell have I gotten myself into? God damn it, Batman, Daredevil, and I was like, thank God the rest of the team is not here, because this is a powder keg that would explode.
Absolutely.
Oh wow. Yeah. That's so actually, yeah, so Mr.
You've got
Gray.
so you've got some moves here, so I just want to
Yeah.
kind of play into
So
that.
Mr. Gray, you clearly have powers of persuasion, something called conversion. Is that what you're planning to do to anyone that steps out of line?
That's what I'm planning to do to heroes that get in our way.
Okay, but what about the other villains?
There's no need to do that.
You really think Dr. Doom is going to care what you think or do or say?
Dr. Doom is,
Think Penguin's going to like this?
see, that is a good point. Penguin is someone that will play ball or won't. We'll
The
see.
Kingpin?
Exactly.
All right. Oh.
You seem to be opposed to the idea.
Look, I don't really like the idea of being a mind controlled. I don't know about the rest of the people in here. It's okay when it's done to a thorn in our side, like the arachnid.
And that is my plan.
I'm just, what assurances do we have that you're not going to do it to any of us? As I'm trying to like, hopefully get other people questioning. I guess.
Sure, this feels like a provoke.
Yeah, it really does, which I'm not great at right now. So yeah, let's roll. I got a +1 forward though, so
That you do. And then we'll come back to the rest of the group to see.
I got a 9. So
Got a 9.
shocked.
Uh,
Oh wait, no, that's a 10.
that's a
Because
10.
the +1 forward. Yeah.
What is it you want?
Yeah, like I'm trying to provoke like the other villains into start like asking more questions, like raising concerns.
Who do you think is going to be the loudest in that?
Rhino.
Rhino. Rhino kind of starts to talk and starts to get up in Mr. Gray's way. And Mr. Gray will kind of pause and look deep into Rhino's eyes, and I'm going to come to you in just a second. Oh my God, it has been a while. You three are up on top of this crane. You've seen some villains go in. Time has passed. What do you do, Thor?
Thor brought some. He knew it was going to be a stakeout, I guess, so he brought some unpopped popcorn, and he's just been sparking it, trying to catch it into his mouth as it pops in the air. Mostly been bored, just kind of kicking his legs. He's been on the advocating for when do we smash into this place, and what was the signal in the first place? Getting bored.
So yeah, you're almost to the end of your popcorn. You're getting a little bored, waiting for the signal. She-Hulk?
She-Hulk's getting nervy. She trusts Catwoman to talk her way out of almost anything, but it's such a deep trap that she's driving herself a little crazy. You know, regarding the possibility that, you know, if Gray decides to do something, then Cat's not going to have a lot of.
Yeah, you're
You
not
know.
even sure who it is who's down there. You have no idea. You just know there's some villain who summoned them. You have no idea
Yeah.
what the resources or skills or abilities are.
No.
Unless you'd like to assess the situation.
I'm going to do that.
Okay.
And if I have to, I'm going to, yeah, this makes sense.
Let's have you roll superior.
Got an 8.
All right. So we've got that 8. So what is your question?
I know the answers to most of these. So and who is most vulnerable to me is likely just to get an answer about some of the villains that I know I can take out, but that's not helpful in a big crowd. So I guess is what here can I use to get the cat out of the situation without blowing up the whole thing? Or at least get her out.
Interesting. Well, I think that at least without raising a ruckus, the only way you could do that is magic, right? You would have to rely on Doctor Strange's abilities to do that.
Do that.
Does that make sense?
Yes, I hate it.
Yeah.
Because yeah, it's like I hate relying on this stuff because it's flaky.
So what do you do? Well, let me ask Dr. Strange what he's doing during this time, and then let me come to you about
because I have an idea as to what I can.
So Dr. Strange, what this is taking a while. So are you doing anything during the sort of the watch that's going on here with Thor getting a little impatient, She-Hulk kind of getting a little antsy?
Well, I was going to ask when She-Hulk's assessing the situation, how did you do that? Did you leap down and start investigating?
I assume you're sort of more subtly still at a distance since we didn't get a fail or anything on that, right?
I think that makes sense narratively because I know what I'm going to ask you to do.
So what have you been doing, Dr. Strange, when She-Hulk's kind of gone down and is kind of not going close, but is kind of pacing around the outside?
I think I'm tailing her because I know she's impulsive, and having seen a few villains go in, assuming there's more.
So my question is, do you want to do an assess situation yourself, or would you like to unleash your powers to try and actually see inside before we get to what She-Hulk asks you to do?
Sure. Let's
what do you feel is right for what Strange is doing in this lead up here?
I think as I see She-Hulk investigating, I decide, well, let's just take a look at what's going on. And levitate up next to the wall, open the eye of Agamotto, and sort of a window opens in it. So,
Let's have you unleash your powers.
"14."
14. So you will see inside, and you will see this big group, and you will see this sort of discussion going on, this kind of argument going on. You will see this big gray suit dressed Hulk, and there's definitely a whiff of magic coming off of him. And a strong whiff of magic coming off of one of his lieutenants. And he's saying, kind of turning to Rhino and Catwoman, he's saying, my gifts are not to control, but to reverse the influences. Spider-Man was a hero. Now he is a villain.
Oh.
She-Hulk, what did you want to ask Dr. Strange to do?
Strange, can you make me invisible?
I can certainly try.
Because we got to get someone in there just in case the situation goes to crap.
Well, I think putting an invisible She-Hulk in there is just the answer to get this situation moving forward. We're going to take our first break here. We take 10 for the first break. We'll come back at 12 after, and we'll return to see how that goes and how Thor, who's now left alone to his own devices, sitting up on the crane, how Thor deals with this situation. All right. So take 10. So here's the order of operations I want to do this. So Catwoman, I want to get your reaction. Then we'll come out to Dr. Strange's unleashing and trying to invis She-Hulk. And then we'll see what Thor's reaction is to all this waiting. And then we'll come back to She-Hulk. So that's sort of what we're going to do here. So this gray figure turns and says that to you and to Rhino. It is a change of heart. And I think kind of as you're looking at it, you realize that there's something very familiar about that sort of grayish purple tint to his skin there.
Can I pierce the mask?
Yes, you may.
Oh,
My mundane is 0. Do I want to do my thing? I'm not really affirming my secret identity, so I don't think I can.
so.
So 0 it is. 3.
perfect.
And I think his hand launches out and grabs you.
Yes.
Grabs you, holds onto you. And he says, but I think you're already familiar with the process, aren't you? And like lifts you up, and everyone else is kind of looking at you. And yeah, you can feel that sort of bond, that hold that Zatanna put to kind of keep that curse down. Feel that start to crack. So, Dr. Strange. Let's have you take a powerful blow too, Selena.
All right then. It's +1. 11.
11.
Oh.
All right.
What do you want to do?
Lose control of myself in a terrible way. I think that's pretty great.
Absolutely. I think as the Darkhold, the Eclipso gem washes over you. And I think you feel like, yeah, you want to be bad. You want to be a villain. Does that seem fair?
Mhm, mhm.
Okay. Dr. Strange, let's have you roll to make She-Hulk invisible.
And I think it's the usual sort of invisibility where I can't actually make her invisible, but I can make her unnoticeable.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. A 10.
A 10. You are on it today.
Yeah, he sure is. Wow.
Dr. Strange, after the battering that you took last time, yeah, absolutely. You will render She-Hulk so that the eyes just wash over her. And get ready. Thor. Those two went down. And you're out of
Left all
popcorn.
alone.
What are you gonna do?
I take the last kernel of popcorn and I have to get in contact with Odin. I have to talk to him about something.
Absolutely.
A crow nearby, or maybe I scry with him somehow.
Yeah, so there is a crow almost always in these things. You kind of look over and it's seated there at the end of the shipping container that you're sitting on, that's suspended up in the air. Let's have you roll.
Do I need to? I think I just need to ask him a question.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. What
Words of the
is
past.
the question that you speak about, and how do you say it
Yeah.
to them?
I say, Father, you're familiar with mind magic and friends becoming enemies and having to deal with, that. Well, is it? What do you do in these situations? Do you hit them like a normal enemy, or is it okay if like they're bad now? So like, what's my responsibility here? I'm lost. All my friends left, and I just have to figure out if I'm smashing down with the hammer very hard, or maybe less hard.
The crow will speak in Odin's voice. You are right to come to me with your queries.
Yes, Father.
You must learn to not only think of yourself, but to think of others.
And my hammer. Oh, others. Yeah.
Yes. If this is a team, if these are people that you trust, then you must listen to what they say, and you must work together with them. If they have set you as a watchman, you must be a watchman. You must sit and wait.
Father, this task is impossible. Please, anything.
You must sit and wait. Patience, my son.
Okay, but
if you wish to return to Asgard someday, then this is a virtue you must learn.
I resent this. I'm done with this, Father. Thank you.
What? Squawk goes the crow.
I sit back down, and you just see like a storm cloud start to pull in over the warehouse as I stare down and brood, and you can hear some crackling of lightning amongst the clouds.
You're
as I
getting
wait
ready to make a big entrance. Okay. Then I think when you make that entrance, you absolutely mark potential. She-Hulk. Dr. Strange says that he has rendered you invisible.
I'm going in there.
Okay. You will walk inside. You will see, that's a lot of villains. That's a lot of villains. And you will see this gray version of the Hulk has set down Catwoman and is patting her on the shoulder as if to say, yes, yes. Catwoman looks fine. And Mr. Gray says to Catwoman, do you feel like joining us now?
Of course.
What do you do, She-Hulk? Looks like Catwoman's playing it up.
Yeah, I'm going to whisper in her ear.
Okay.
You got backup when you need it.
And Catwoman,
Trying to think. I think what I want to do is I guess I would just like whirl around, just like wrap the whip around. It's She-Hulk.
and I think that She-Hulk, there's this crack of the whip. In classic fantasy fashion, the spell goes down, and you're in the middle of all of these villains. Let's get your reaction, and then we'll check in with Doctor Strange and Thor. You've just been betrayed. It's obviously part of the plan, but you've just been betrayed, and now you're in the middle of these villains. What do you do, She-Hulk?
I'm going to grab the nearest one of them and use them as a weapon against the other ones.
Okay. I think before we do that, I want you to roll your Take a Powerful Blow from this sudden turn of emotional events.
Yep. I don't have any conditions.
You don't? You're all good. Look at that. You get to mark potential as well.
I say, I don't know what you did, but you're going to regret this. And then I cut loose on Mr. Gray.
So does this you directly engaging a threat?
Yeah.
Or are you trying to kind of break them up and change the environment? Because you've got a lot of villains here.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that makes sense. I'm going to try to bring the house down.
Okay. Let's have you unleash your powers then.
So yeah. So what's my current freak? It's okay. I've got a +1 forward going on this.
Yeah. Look at that. So what does that look like? Like, what do we see happen on screen? This won't do damage to them, but it'll send people scattering in all kinds of directions. So what do we see?
She-Hulk grabs two adjacent supporting girders and yanks. Just clang, brings them together with a clang, and the whole local building infrastructure collapses.
Boom, the center part of that warehouse building starts to fall in. What do you do, Thor?
Oh, I make sure it topples all the way over.
Okay. So leaping down, do you want to try and separate particular people out? Do you want to attack someone? Got a lot of villains, got a lot of space. What do you think is your call there? Do you want to try and get Catwoman out of this? That doesn't seem like your bag, but we'll ask anyway.
I will crash down in front of Catwoman and She-Hulk, and send the hammer and sparks flying to add to the chaos.
Okay.
Turn back to them, say, where was the signal? Why was I not first to go? And then
Let's have you unleash your powers. And essentially this will be building comes down. This is for you to like even more fully like divide out the villains and the forces here.
Oh, that is bad. That is 6.
That is a 6. We have one team in the team pool right now, actually, because we're engaging a foe. So I think we actually got another 2. So we have 2 minus 1. So we've got 2 team in the team pool.
Yeah, if I take the +1 ongoing from Words of the Past, I think then I'd be
And
at
that's perfect.
7.
Yeah, 7. So do you want to mark a condition, or is this kind of a temporary?
Oh, I'm
stoppage?
angry. No,
Okay.
I'm angry.
All right. You mark angry. I think ceiling comes down, Thor lands, crackling explosion, and we see, villains go flying, Harley and Poison Ivy go flying one way, Captain Cold another way, Mr. Gray's thrown back in another direction. Just it's absolute chaos here. Doctor Strange, and then back to Catwoman.
Back to me. All right.
What do you think,
Thor
Dr.
and She-Hulk.
So Doctor Strange, and then back to Catwoman.
I think I want to fly in and try and shield the rest of us shield all our little group from the building raining down on us.
Okay, let's have you roll defend to move in, engage that protection, and maybe get some bennies for that. What's your savior?
2.
2. Oh, you're in good.
Nine.
That is a 9. So on a 7 to 9, it's going to cost you, but you do still get to choose one from the thing. Add a team, take influence over someone, or clear a condition.
He's defending Catwoman in part.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. So I've got 2 team. That's just for defending Catwoman.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Do you want to?
So yeah, I'm gonna just as a chunk of concrete comes down over Catwoman, I'll just elbow smash it. Just as a without taking my eyes off of Mr. Gray.
Perfect.
It's just like crash, and I'll spend one of those points to bump it to a 10.
Perfect. So what do you want, Dr. Strange, is you're going to defend them from any sort of, detrimental effect or people throwing the building back or anything like that. What do you want as the pick from defend?
I will clear my guilty.
That seems like a good choice. So situation, building falling down, people are thrown every which way. The concrete has been thrown by She-Hulk. Dr. Strange has cast the field to keep anything from hitting all of you. Thor is by you. Catwoman, what do you do?
Pretty evil right now, right? So
Yeah,
it's kind of
real
As like-
eclipse up.
yep. As my teammates are surrounding me, and I just move up behind She-Hulk. Of course, that's the obvious target. It's like, you think you're so strong, but I know the truth. You're inside, you're quaking with fear. Wouldn't it be so much better to just stop caring? Just give in to the rage that's inside you. I know you want it. You want it more than anything. And yeah, I'm going to basically sacrifice. I guess the best way to do this is to sacrifice my influence over her to inflict a condition.
That seems like exactly the right way to handle that.
I think, yeah. I'm actually want to inflict afraid on her.
Okay. Does that feel okay to you, She-Hulk? That choice?
Because
there?
you're definitely getting the sense of something is definitely wrong with this Selena right now.
Yeah, although angry would be also appropriate,
Oh,
because
I know.
I'm persuaded
Yeah.
that this guy did something to you.
Yeah.
I think though with the influence, I feel like she kind of gets the choice of
She does get the choice.
Yeah.
I'm just talking.
Yeah.
I'm not deciding.
yeah.
Yeah, both were a choice, but I'm she's playing upon your fears more than anything.
So go ahead and mark afraid She-Hulk.
It-
And what do you do?
And like if you, the artist will like, you'll see like her eyes are no longer green; they're like that glowing purple.
Yeah. So I was going to try and knock Mr. Gray's block off. And if you had pushed angry, that's certainly what would have happened, probably in a berserk fashion. But with afraid, I'm going to try to grab Catwoman
Okay.
and get her out of there.
So I think that's going to be unleash your powers. Does
Okay.
that feel right to you? And we'll check in with Selena on that. Look at that. So tell me what that looks like. Like, what do we see happen on panel here?
So She-Hulk says, "You're right. I'm terrified. But I'm going to fix this." And before Catwoman knows it, She-Hulk has wrapped one, big green arm around her, and jumps, straight up and out.
Thor. The dust is sort of settling, and you see She-Hulk grab Catwoman and leap away. And you look around, and it's you and Doctor Strange and 7 villains and a mastermind.
Is Mr. Gray the mastermind here?
Oh yeah, he is. Well, maybe he's a mastermind.
I shout, "I'm not too late for this fight," and charge out and give a swing to Mr. Gray.
Perfect. Let's have you directly engage a threat. Roll with danger.
Oh man. 4.
4. So I think you go charging at him, and he backhands you and sends you flying like across the docks, smash into that crane that you were on before, and that cargo thing just snaps and comes crashing down on you. Let's have you roll take a powerful blow.
That is an 8.
That is an 8. So you have to pick one from those results.
Oh, geez. I don't even have anyone to lash out verbally to.
I know.
I got smacked out of the arena. I mean, I guess I'm marking 2 conditions here.
What are you going to mark?
I'm feeling a little bit hopeless, and I'm feeling a little bit insecure.
Yeah, this with a casual swing, this guy sent you flying like this, and your teammates just took off. Dr. Strange, you are now alone in the middle. Mr. Gray turns and says, "Your turn, Sorcerer Supreme."
Yeah, I want to unleash the vapors of Valtor to cover my escape.
Okay.
So-
Then let's have you unleash your powers. Oh, we should do your burn. Right? Have you done that yet this session?
I have not.
Let's do that so that you have that registered, and then you can spend it if you want to do the effects. We forgot about that.
Okay, so charge that up.
Yeah, let's have you charge that up, and then we'll step up to what you're doing right this second.
Let's go with the +1. Ooh, so I've got 3.
3 burn. Okay, so now you're standing in the middle. These figures are getting up. You hear the tweet as Captain Cold's ice thing charges up. You hear the roar of the rhino as he pulls up out of this, and plants are blooming all around. Crackle of shockers, gauntlets. What do you do?
I will just spend a burn to teleport out of there then.
Okay.
Go
Are
go
you
after Thor, since that was a place I've previously been.
are you getting Thor and getting out of there?
Yeah,
Okay. Tell me
in
what
pursuit of
yeah.
She-Hulk.
So what does that look like? Like how do we see you, like when you get over to where Thor is at, what do we see you do? How do you tell Thor that you're going to do this?
I think just appear next to him, pick him up, and say, "Away! Let's go find She-Hulk."
I wasn't done yet.
And we'll see
Getting your head handed to you.
as the two of you vanish away. I think we see that dusting off of Mr. Gray. And I think we see that lieutenant, who surprisingly unhurt by the falling building, walks up and goes, good job, Mr. Banner. Now we have more work to do. And I think we see that he has a staff with this Eclipso gem portion in it. She-Hulk, where do you take Catwoman? Like, where's our next scene with the two of you?
It's the top of a Gothic building,
Okay.
like a cathedral or something like that, with spires and things like that. Something incredibly something with a really powerful, ornate sort of background.
Absolutely.
There. And yeah, She-Hulk, Jolene permitting, still has Catwoman and Iron Grip.
Yeah. She's just like saying terrible things while you were
Yes.
abducting her. Do you really think that I could care what a monster like you thinks? Did you really think that we were close? This is who I am.
Are you still holding her when you land, She-Hulk, or you set her down,
Yes.
or what? Okay, still holding her.
I'm still holding her, but it's almost switched to an embrace. Rather than I was holding her just as a grip, so to take her with me. But I turn around and I look right in her eyes, and I said, I don't care what you think right now. You're not getting rid of me that easily. I know that you're still in there somewhere. And I'm going to find that part that cares and bring it back out again. It's the last thing I do.
So I think you're trying to change this to protect Selena from this.
Yes.
Let me have you roll defend.
Mhm.
Oh, and look, and you've got that at last point, right?
Mm-hmm. And I'm bumping it to a 10.
Okay. So now, Joe, I don't want to take your autonomy away here.
I mean, look, I mean, that's
I
what
want to let,
Eclipse did.
yeah,
So,
I want to let you choose how this rolls out from here.
okay.
Like
And-
it might be temporary or you know, I want to have it played at, you know, this is what She-Hulk is doing. She is having an impact.
Oh yeah,
What
like
do you think it's going to be?
I think what like ends up happening because artists are having a lot of fun. Like both eyes were like glowing purple, but like the one's clearing up and coming back to its green shade as like you like there's like the image of the moon across her face as like she's like screaming out in pain, and like there's like they've got the jagged dialogue bubble with like it's like the black filled with black with white
Right.
text.
Yes.
It's like no, you cannot have this one. Like the darkness is too deep within her, and she will belong to Calypso versus like bleeding into like the regular text box. I was like, I don't know what's going on, and I can't stop. I can't fight this off on my own anymore.
You're not on your own. And I don't know what I can do, but somehow we'll figure this out, Selena.
Mechanically, what do you want? Do you want to add team to the pool, take influence over Selena, clear a condition? She's still struggling with this, but you've kind of gotten through. But what do you want as the additional effect for defend, Brandon?
And I get to defend again. I'm going to clear the condition.
Okay.
She's away from that, and I'm afraid for her, but I'm not afraid.
Okay.
It's like, look, wherever you go, I don't care if you go into the fucking pits of hell, I'm going with you.
Joe, I want to hand you the spotlight
Okay.
to choice how you want to do this, and then we'll bring Strange and Thor up onto the scene.
So She-Hulk says that, and like you can see, she doesn't. Selena does not know how to react to it. I don't. You can't. You have to be prepared to lose me. Because we might not want the same thing, even if I'm cured of this.
I know that. Sorry, you think I don't? You think I don't know we're different? But I know that I'm going to hold on to this as hard as I can for as long as I can.
Do you even know what this is?
No,
I don't.
no, fuck no, I don't. I don't. It's just I know it's right. Okay, that's it. That's the only thing I know is that being with you is right, and fuck everything else. And I'm willing to. I don't. If I get to be with you, I really don't care what else happens. And I'm gonna hold on to it until it ends, and because it's the best thing I've ever had. Okay, so just because it's not forever doesn't mean it's not really fucking important.
Catwoman, when we see you on panel now, like what do we think that you're still struggling with it? Do you think that you're temporarily held back? Do you think you're still under influence? Like what's our sense of that as readers here?
I think like both like she looks back to normal, and like the internal like it's like the influence has subsided. Like it's like there's probably like a drawing of like Eclipso's like shadowy form behind her,
Right.
like whispering in her ear, but like the dialogue and the thought bubbles are like, as like I have to put an end to this before she loses herself with me.
And Doctor Strange, he'll be that. What do the vapors look like when you teleport in? Is it the classic movie circle of stepping through, or do we have another effect for the teleport?
Yeah, we'll just stick with the sort of circle portal that
Okay.
grinds open.
And you two will see Thor and Doctor Strange step through. Thor looks a little worse for wear.
I'm gonna rush up to Thor then. Like I'm pulling away from Jen. Got to sabotage that. So she's rushing up to Thor. Like, oh my God, are you okay?
Are you okay? Are you still bad or whatever was going on?
I've never been good. So,
Well, okay.
but
Truth
no,
taken.
like you're clearly more important right now.
Yes, I went head to head with Earth's greatest villain. Won this round, but
You
Yes, you
totally
saw him. It
did.
was the
That
big gray
was
one, yeah.
incredible. I've never seen anything so impressive.
yes, well, I don't think you saw it, but thank you.
Now, woman, would you like to comfort and support Thor?
That's what she's trying to. But all right,
I don't
have
think I've ever seen
influence
anybody
over him.
comfort and support for evil, but I like it. So
I think it's a provoke and a comfort and support at the same time.
You kinda. There's a 11 because I have influence. So,
absolutely. So Thor, you can mark potential, clear condition, or shift labels for kind of responding positively there.
I can clear my own condition.
Yeah, I think I'll clear the insecure.
Okay. Yeah. It's this beautiful teammate talking you up. That's got to feel good.
Yeah, and she's sort of like doing like stroking the hand down his cheek, as like the other one's like brushing over some of his wounds.
Yes, he was pretty big, but we'll get him the next time. No more sneaking, okay, and waiting, and we'll do it my way next time if it's okay, right?
Of course.
Doctor Strange, what's your reaction to this?
I'll turn to She-Hulk. And that's what's been going on. How is she?
She's back to herself
Looking.
again for the moment. But that, whoever that was, made her problem worse. And it took over for a little bit.
I told you that curse was trouble.
I know that. We have to go. What can we do about it? That's our
You must
priority
remove
right
it
now.
somehow.
Well,
So what you know, Doctor Strange, what you've been told is that essentially to remove this from Catwoman, you need the power of all of her friends gathered together to remove this. It literally is. She was told by Zatanna, it is only the power of friendship that can actually
Power of
lift this
friendship.
curse. That was after Zatanna asked, do you have any friends?
if you need, I don't know, life force or anything, I'm here.
You need me to hold my hand out?
Take whatever you need. Do it.
It's strange, you have some people here, but you're going to need a couple more friends
I
for
was
this to work.
just thinking, what about Harley and Ivy?
Well, you kind of left them back there.
Yeah, let's not.
I guess
And
it's-
I'm not sure they'd be in for it anyway.
you never know. It depends on the day.
It does.
Ugh.
Well, with Harley, it depends on the day. Yeah, she flips a fucking coin.
And like Selena's size, I was just like, I guess we could ask the Batman.
Yeah, the bat.
The bat.
But like
Sounds
also
like
Selena's
lie.
eyeing Strange and Thor. I'm like, are they even friends? Like Jen, there's no question. Jen is a friend whether Selena wants it or not.
I think I try to be friends with you. I'm just not very good at it.
So let's do this. Let's take our second short 5-minute break. And when we come back, we'll kind of do a once around, you know, how we've got an imminent threat, but we're going to break to do some individual things and maybe trying to get more friends together or research things. And we'll do the sort of the private scenes, and we'll see where we get to at that point. So just a quick 5 for bio, and then we'll be back. All right. So what I'd like to do is sort of in the wake of this, I want to do a once around kind of checking in with each of you about what you're doing, how you're working towards this goal, or your personal lives, or so on, and to kind of get a sense of what is happening elsewhere in this. So let's start with Doctor Strange, and then we'll do Thor, She-Hulk, and Catwoman. We'll kind of go that order of things here. So after we've been told that this is the enchantment that needs to be done, and you need to gather friends like that, like what's the next thing we see of you, Doctor Strange? Who are you interacting with? Do we see you back home? Do we see you consulting with someone? What do we see?
Actually, I think I'll go straight to Catwoman, since we're not as close as I'd like.
Yeah. So a little bit of time has passed.
Yep.
And you kind of track down Catwoman at the group base so you can have a private conversation with her. Okay. So what do you say?
So Catwoman, I need your help.
You need my help?
Indeed.
With what?
Finding your friends. There's much of your life that I don't share in.
Yeah, that's. I didn't think you cared
I
about
do.
lesser
and I think-
mortals.
I think you should too. I think you don't want to be controlled by this thing within you, do you?
No, I like my independence.
So let us help you.
I mean, how? I don't like no. You say you want help finding my friends. I don't have many friends. Like,
Well,
I
good.
push
It's a short
people
list then.
away for a reason. She's gonna like just reach up and pull her mask off, and like this, like between the mask life and my personal life, it's a mess. I look. People get close to me, they get hurt.
Dr. Strange, do you want to pierce the mask? Do you want to comfort and support, or do you just like do you still talking out? Like where are we here in this interaction?
I think comfort and support.
What are you saying to her to try and support her?
I know you lead a difficult, somewhat fragmentary life, but there are those of us who care for you and want to be there for you. You've taught me much about things that I have not been trained in. I mean, yes, my attention is often on study of magic and matters of cosmic import, but you've taught me a lot about human life. And I want to keep you around.
So let's do comfort and support, and then let's look at the parallel team moves, I think, that are getting worked on here.
Roll that -3, right?
Is it that bad?
What's your mundane?
Mundane's -1 and he's got angry marked, so
Oh yeah.
Yep.
so this should be amusing.
It's gonna go great. It's just gonna be great.
Well, yeah.
You could get a 9. It's feasible.
Even a 7 would be nice.
Yeah.
No, a 5. So,
Dr. Strange, I want you to mark a condition as you realize just how terrible you are at this.
yes.
I like just crossing her arms, like, really, yeah, cosmic importance. Yeah, you really think so highly of yourself, doctor. What even it like?
Mark hopeless.
So Catwoman, let's start with you. I think you did share a moment of vulnerability here. You revealed something. So let's go through that team move. I think Dr. Strange undercut his own sharing of weakness and vulnerability, though.
It's fair. Let's see. Give them influence over me, and ask them, who would you like me to be?
That's a really interesting question.
It is. But who would I like you to be? I want you to be yourself. I see a lot of value in the way that you've made your own life, and I would like you to share some of that with me.
And she rolls her eyes like, you can call me Selena in private.
Thank you, Selena.
Mark potential.
All right. And did you already add the team?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Dr. Strange, it was okay, but you're still like, oh, you're so bad at this, just people things. Because you were raised, for a very young age in a magic school. You realize just the absolute limitations of your social skills.
Yes, and he doesn't realize just how emotionally needy he is.
So strange, like if I could piggyback off of his awkwardness.
Yeah.
You need to. So you're like up here with the magic and the cosmic importance. If you really want to connect with people like me, stop thinking so highly of yourself. Like, you need to spend less time at your school and just like have some fun or something. Like you've got so much weight on your shoulders that you do not need to be carrying.
Let's have you roll that
He's
support.
biting back the response.
Yeah. Roll that support, and then let's see whether Dr. Strange is going to respond to that.
Yeah, I don't.
And then we'll come to Thor.
So. Yes, also 6, but there's teams, so I'm gonna spend the team selfishly.
Okay.
Like, and it'll be very amusing. So
How are you shifting those labels?
Mundane up, freak down. So it's like you, I should not be the one like directing the team. You're supposed to like I get that you want to be mature, but like you don't need to be, like, because you're being kind of insufferable prick a lot of the times. So you need to watch that. So that's how I'm spending it selfishly, by like also
Yeah.
insulting them while trying to comfort them.
So Dr. Strange, do you kind of like, does that make you respond? Do you kind of feel like you get it, or are you kind of rejecting that?
I kind of get it.
Okay.
I can't say anything in response. I'm just sitting there and taking it. So,
Dr. Strange, you may mark potential, clear a condition, or shift labels.
let's clear angry.
Okay. Thor, you didn't listen to your dad. You kind of didn't listen to what the teammates did. Things went bad. You were awesome knocking that building down, like that was dynamite. But then this thing smacked me aside. Oh, where do you live? Like, what's your mundane place like?
I think he's like living in a basement somewhere. Just it's just a couch pretty much is the only thing that he has. Maybe
Do you have a roommate?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I want to bring Loki into this.
Yeah. But maybe you had a roommate. It's not great now. And Loki's already in this, so you don't need to bring Loki into this.
Yeah,
Right
if
there.
there is a roommate, his door is closed and music is blasting or something like that. As or his door is just kind of wallowing in self-pity right now on the couch.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
I don't know. I could be helpful. I could be helpful and try to see if we can, overcome whatever magic is going on. The door's aware that there's some mind altering magics going on, and he has a good contact in Loki that could probably help him figure that out. Or maybe Thor is feeling a little bit estranged from the team. I'm thinking maybe if he could get in contact with She-Hulk or find her walking the streets of New York and just throw his busted phone in her direction to get her attention.
Or she, if you're like feeling sorry for yourself on her couch, she's gonna appear there and she's gonna find you, drag your ass out of there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Thor would suggest like going to smash another one of those buildings that She-Hulk had gotten into before, and see if we could make it a little bit of camaraderie. Who can smash the building the best and blow off the steam of not being able to fight the bad guys last time.
Yeah, no. Listen, we have to fix Selena. So we're gonna have to find two people who've got a personal connection to her. That's what Strange said. So I only know one. That's the Batman. Can you find him?
No, it was hard enough finding you. Like, smash through one of the columns.
If you go to the right part of town and make a scene, the Batman will find you.
Look, I've gotten in trouble once for breaking the laws here.
I'm not saying break the laws. Just, attract attention to you and make it clear you want to talk to the Batman. He'll find you.
So go into the middle of the street and have lightning come down and sparks fly everywhere.
Just don't break anything.
Well,
You can't do that.
I can break a few things, right? I mean,
look, I'm trying to give you a job you can do. Can you at least?
I don't like the way you said that.
What are you gonna make it? What are you gonna do about it?
Ah, I,
Okay, this is a
I don't know.
provoke.
Yeah, let's have you
I
roll
do feel
provoke.
provoked. Yeah.
What's your superior, She-Hulk?
It's one, and I'm just trying to see.
Do you have, and you have influence over Thor, so you get a +1 to that.
This isn't a rash or a poorly thought out action, so I don't get the bonus. So it's just a 2.
Oh, that is a 10. So, Thor, kind of being poked, prodded here in your, space. What do you think? Do you want to do this, or do you want to mark a condition?
I am gonna do it, but I give her a hard, tough look.
Look at a team.
Yeah, and I
So,
say,
tell me.
Mhm.
Okay, go on. What's your response?
no, I was gonna try to shoot to pierce her mask here, right? I'd like to
Oh,
get the
yeah.
last word here.
Sure. Do it.
So I'll go get this Batman. I hear he doesn't fly, but I'll see him. But it's you that I've got to figure out, okay? Why is it that you don't like me? Or, I mean, Selena's great and all. Or Catwoman's great and all, but look, I'm the best hero there is. You're not taking me seriously.
It's because you're a jackass. But I think it's curable.
Let's have you roll mundane, Thor. Let's see. Can ask a question like to see past what She-Hulk is saying.
That's a was a 6. Now it's a 3.
So the good news is you get to mark potential.
I got nothing.
The bad news is I think that like you were hoping for something like some supportive comment there, and you didn't get it. So I want you to roll take a powerful blow.
2 conditions right now. That is a 9.
That is a 9. So what do you want from take a powerful blow?
I think maybe give ground. I'll listen to you,
Yeah.
She-Hulk. You're making good points here. Just you know how to find me, and I fly off.
It's not a strong retreat. It's more of a sulky kind of retreat there.
Oh yeah. So I admitted that She-Hulk is right, and the implication is that I'll probably listen to her the next time, even if it is a little bit rude.
Let's have you roll with Freak. I think this is you trying to shape your environment to draw the Batman to you. And then I'll have you describe what that looks like when we see what that is.
That is an 11.
That's an 11. So how is it that you get the Batman's attention and he comes?
I think I try to like shoot out in lightning form the bat signal, or at least a form of a bat in the sky.
Oh yeah. It looks great. She kind of hangs, clackers through the sky, and I think you're kind of do that a couple of times, and I think that's the moment that you hear, that's not what that's for.
Oh, it worked, didn't it?
Yes, but there's a reason that the bat signal is used. Thor, isn't it?
Yes, you know me. This is good. And you must be Batman, I hope.
Kind of standing there in the shadows looking down, he says, what is it that you want? Why have you called out for me?
We need you to help my friend. I don't know much of the details, but I needed to just get your attention and bring you where you're supposed to be, and that's to help Catwoman.
What's wrong with Catwoman?
It's something with her mind. She's good sometimes, bad other times. It's a whole thing.
How is that different from any other time?
Well, this time there's magic involved. Look, I don't like it either, but you're her emergency contact, I think.
And I will give you a number when you need me for whatever magic thing with your, I assume your colleague, so-called Dr. Strange.
Yes, he's actually a doctor. That's good. But is it with a phone? Because
I'll write it down for you.
Perfect. Thank you. The bat business card.
It gives you the bat card. It's of course shaped like a batarang.
It's in a little. He just presses a button on his utility belt and it pops out.
Absolutely, it's got a bat card case. Ooh, embossed. Ooh, feel that.
Yeah.
They're fancy.
110 pound weight paper. Oh, nice. Vellum. So yeah, you've got that, and then he's like, and don't do that signal again.
Which one? And
That
always make
one.
a small one. Oh yeah. Okay, understood.
She-Hulk, let's do your scene, and then let's come back to Catwoman.
I'm a pre-law student.
Right.
I know how to research things that I don't know. And so I'm trying to find who's the last person that we need. If there's somebody else in Selena's life that could be the last link. And if that falls through, then how to find Harley. But Harley's so flaky that she's really a last ditch resort.
Let's have you this is an assess. This is you trying to figure something out. So let's do that.
All right. I have influence. One. And I am to dicer. Red hot.
Okay. So Selena, we know that Harley is your friend. We know that Poison Ivy is your friend.
Yeah.
We know that Batman is your friend. Who is another person that is your friend? And maybe you haven't mentioned them, so maybe you're a little reluctant to mention them. So who would that be?
Black Canary.
Okay. And why is it that you're reluctant to mention Black Canary?
She's an ex.
Okay. And I think that's kind of looking back through the Catwoman's records and indications and things like that, and you will see several crossings with Black Canary.
Bingo.
In several of the pictures, they seem quite close to one another. How do you track Black Canary down? She-Hulk. There is no Black Canary signal.
No. Yeah, I don't know enough about the character.
She's a kind of a street level vigilante. Are we now? Let me ask you this, Selena. So there are various versions of Black Canary. There's the classic DC version, but there's also the one from the movie, the Birds of Prey movie. Like, how are you imagining this Black Canary?
Visually, I'm up for letting you surprise us, or however, but like I think like exploit wise, similar like the Birds of Prey type Oracle network is probably how they met.
That makes sense. So you do know, She-Hulk, that there are some ways to contact Black Canary through a network, and you will eventually track her down, since you got such a good roll on the first thing. Probably find her just after she's beaten up some thugs, and she's in the process of zip tying them and getting them ready for the police when you show up.
I say, nice job. You have a moment?
Thanks. Yeah, who are you? She says in that way that she obviously knows who you are, but
I'm a friend of Selena's, and she is in trouble, and she needs your.
what has she done this time?
She got she got afflicted by this magic curse, and it's taking her over. And Dr. Strange thinks he can fix it, but he needs people that are connected to her. And I know you guys were close, but figured.
Messing with magic. Wow.
Look, I don't like it either. Okay, if I could, if I could reach in and pull out this shard of whatever it is, the gem, I would do it. If I could just punch whoever put it in there and fix it that way, I'd do that. But I can't do those things. And so look, I know what it's like to love her. And how hard that is sometimes. But she's really in trouble. And if ever she needed you, this is it.
Let's have you roll provoke.
Okay.
I put in a Black Canary picture there for you.
Nice. I have one team that's just about Selena, and I'm going to put it in there.
Okay.
And I'm going to say, and basically I say to Black Canary, I will owe you one personally, if you will do this. If Selena's not enough reason to do it, then whatever you want.
I'll hold you to that.
Okay.
And she nods. Okay. Catwoman, we cut to you.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Ah, jeez. I'm probably gonna show up wherever Harley and Ivy were last crashing.
So that kind of busted up apartment, classic thing that we've seen, in the animated series and in the comics, and Ivy's, you show up on the balcony, and Ivy's plants clearly, sense you, and the windows doors will open on their own, and see Harley, the ice pack on her head. She's out on the couch. Poison Ivy is there. Well, you managed to get away from those jerks.
Yeah. Yeah.
So was that your girlfriend?
She's not my girlfriend. She wants to be. I don't know if it's a good idea. I need your help.
Ooh, quick turn there.
Look, it's not easy for any of us to ask each other for help. Well, I mean, you two are pretty good with each other, but something going on that Mr. Gray exacerbated. And like, I know we don't like to talk about this, but you two are pretty much like my closest friends.
And like Harley like sits up. She's super excited that you said that. Poison Ivy does not look quite as thrilled with that.
Look, look, Pam. How often are we there for each other when shit has hit the fan?
That's an interesting thing. I'd rack it up with the number of times that we've been together and I turn around and you have ditched us.
Yep. Yes, I know.
And
But still, I'm there for you when like you actually need it.
you're there for us when it actually is to your benefit.
I didn't say I was a good friend.
What do you want?
There's some magic shit going on with me. I got corrupted by this thing. And then Gray did. Look, I really, really hope you two are not going in deep with him just for your own sake. On top of everything.
Let's have you provoke here. Let's see what their reaction is.
Oh boy. Provoke. Wait,
We've
do I
still got-
have
we've
a
still
move
got,
for this?
2 team left in the team 4.
No, I'm not trying to I'm not trying to trick them for a while.
You aren't, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. That's all right. My superiors too, so there's 10. Look, I care about you both. I know I don't say it, but I do. And as ridiculous as this sounds, been told by multiple magic or people that the power of friendship is going to help me.
And she starts laughing. She starts laughing and she says, oh, okay, well, I was going to ask you to pull your mask up.
I'm going to do it anyway. But
and
Selena.
She goes, okay, put that back on. We'll help you.
It's a day for talent. Look. Thank you. And it's like she's just sort of standing there, arms wrapped around herself. Very awkward.
I think that's the point at which Harley goes, I think that's a hug, and probably goes over and grabs you up.
All right. So who would they like me to be? Because I think this is definitely sharing a vulnerability with them.
I think they would like you to be back with their crew.
Ooh. I can't do it all the time.
just like every once in a while. Maybe we get a little job.
Yeah, I do enjoy that.
And we won't mess with this Greg guy.
Thank you. Screw pug.
Dr. Strange.
Oh, they get influence over me.
Oh, yeah.
If they didn't already have it. I
Oh,
don't know.
yeah. Okay. Dr. Strange, where do you have to hold this ritual to remove this influence? Like what is the spiritually significant site that we'll see everybody come to?
That's a good question. I'm kind of stuck on.
Do you have to bring them to your sanctum? Or
Sure.
do you, okay.
Let's say that, because the benign influences there can contain anything that might bleed out of you when you're released from the curse.
So Thor, what do we see of you when you come in? And I want you to picture the sanctum from the Doctor Strange movie, but there are more people there and a lot more kids there. This is sort of a magic school kind of place, both young adults and younger kids. Like, how is it? What does it look like when you? What's your reaction here when you come to this place?
I think Thor is just trying not to step on the tiny human wizards. Just trying to pick his way through as they're shouting and trying to pull at his hair, something like that.
They're looking. They're really like, and Asgardian. I read about them, and they are kind of coming over and looking at you like you're some sort of strange zoo object.
Yeah, and I say, "Cast no curses upon me, young wizards."
They back up very quickly.
Like I'm just holding out the business card or Batman's card, just to try to find anyone who actually has a working phone that can call him. I've done my duty, She-Hulk. Where are you?
And I think you can make that call. You will see there are a couple of instructors there. There's one who's kind of standing towards the side, who's watching this all with some suspicion, and he has a very hot sorceress with him. They're dressed in red, who has that look of like she couldn't be bothered to be here, but she is. She-Hulk, like, what's your reaction when you arrive in this place? Have you been here before?
No, I never have. It's well, first off, this place is like bigger on the inside than it is on the outside, right?
It is, yes.
So combination of fascination and being creeped out. Wow, this is beautiful and spooky. Hey, the little kids. She-Hulk loves the little kids.
They are not freaked out by you. It's more than like, well, how would you do that? How would you summon that?
I'm not a monster from another realm, I say, flipping one of them on the nose. I'm just a person like you that got
cursed. Yeah, cursed. We understand.
Hey, does this seem like a curse? This is a room with a really high ceiling. I will toss one of them into the air and catch him, gently send him back down.
I can do that as well.
Tossing kids.
A couple.
Dr. Strange, you come down and you see She-Hulk and Thor have arrived, and they're tossing students around.
And I probably have like half a dozen kids like who have climbed on me like I was a hill.
Hanging off of your arms.
Yeah, that's right. And I don't mind a bit. They weigh nothing.
There is that moment we see Black Canary arrive. We see Daredevil arrive, just so we have him on site. And we see Batman arrive. Clearly tries to go in through above, but can't. And clearly irritated by that, comes in. Selena, what is it? What do we see when you come with your two friends?
I think the three of us are immediately on edge as not only all the magic stuff, but there's the bat, and then there's Black Canary, and it's just like, oh,
Black Canary like
fudge.
does this with her gloves.
And I'm looking to them. This is not a trap. This is definitely not a trap. This better not be a trap. As I like, she just says that, looking at Jen, Batman, and Dinah.
The Jen says to Ken, you know, you're right. We're probably not good for each other. After this is done, I'll leave you alone. But, you know, I care enough about you to want to fix this.
Thor, the one that's dressed like a clown, comes over to you. So you're a god?
You can refer to me as that, yes.
Well, I can refer to you, but are you a god?
From your perspective, human, yes. I mean, you're here, and like wait, hold on, and I actually like put my hand on the floor, and then I go, I'm here, and you're all the way there, so.
And what's that like?
You know, same as your life, I assume. You know, splash water on my face, punch my enemies, gain glory, the usual.
Yeah, that makes sense. And you're a god of what?
And then you just hear a crack of lightning and thunder above the sanctum.
Okay. I will keep that in mind. Keep my eye on you.
Okay, now goodbye.
Dr. Strange, you can take this very diverse group up to, you know, the chambers that you have prepared for this. What have you had to set out to do this, to remove this malign influence from Selena? Is it candles? Is it a circle? Is it other magical devices? Like, what do we see?
Yeah, I think there's just a smaller magical circle that Catwoman will sit within, while the rest of us are within another circle around that, all joining hands, singing something more than Kumbaya.
Are you sure you've got this, Strange?
I believe so. The tomes were actually quite specific on what needed to be done. It's up to all of us, though, to drive this out.
All right. So let me ask you this, She-Hulk. What, when you kind of have to go into your memory palace, happy place, whatever, while you're holding hands and thinking positive things about Selena, what is it that you're imagining?
The thing I treasure most about Selena is her incredible lust for life. That she that she, fundamentally loves, being who she is and, doing what she does. And just the sheer joy that she gets out of, even the smallest things. Sometimes, she'll swipe a little, swipe something and just, just for the sheer pleasure of doing it. And, most of the people I know, and certainly including most of the superheroes, are either really serious or they're insane.
I think it's a good breakdown. Yeah.
And so, and I love that she refuses to be defined, that she won't really let anybody stuff her into a thing. And coming from as straight-laced a background as I do, that's just what I need.
So Thor, do you think of Catwoman as a friend? Do you think as a teammate? Like what's your perspective? You're kind of dragged into this. What is your take on this? What are you feeling right now?
Was that too, sorry? Thor Strange?
For Thor.
I'm just here for the ride, and if there's a demon that pops out, I'll wrestle it.
So positive thoughts, but kind of a little bit of a distance there. Okay, so there's some efforts that are working against this. Catwoman, what are you keeping in your mind as this is happening? Real mixed bag of folk here.
Yeah, it's pretty nervous. Surprised Thor's here. But like, I don't know. I'm kind of worried that Strange is doing this because of our previous conversation. And also Zatanna's the one that told us all about this. So like, I'm like, I really probably should have connected with her better, but things were moving pretty quickly. But also like,
Black Canary's here.
I know. So that's awkward.
And the
Things
Batman.
Yep. Yeah, there's a lot of people that I'm close to or semi close to, and I don't know how to deal with it all right now.
Could
And
you
I'm in some weird
please-
sanctum with all these crazy artifacts and kind of want to take some.
Please roll take a powerful blow.
Oof. All right. Well, at least I don't have any conditions.
Yeah, you're all cleared.
All right, there's a 3.
That is a 3. So the good news is you get a mark potential. What keeps you grounded here?
So I'm looking around and like everyone did show up for me. Like Harley and Ivy are there, and like they have not started a fight with the bat. And the bat, like, seeing like as much as he tries to conceal like lines of worry like on his lips, like it's not the like disapproving frown. And like even like Dinah's clearly angry, but she's here.
Mm-hmm.
Like she cares despite everything.
Dr. Strange. You've had some connection. We did your scene. You made some connection with Catwoman. You're going to unleash your powers to remove this curse.
Okay. I think I'm just, yep, just +1.
Ah, look
11.
at you. What do we see on panel? Like, what does that look like?
So I had an incantation all prepared. By the power of the Vishanti, I call upon the bonds between our souls to clear the evil influence from this girl. And you see just light begin to shine around each of us, sort of connecting to Catwoman, and the evil sort of black energy within her tries to fight against it, but is eventually just consumed by light.
And I think we will see that spell like crackle across everyone. And we'll see for a moment, we'll see this sort of image of this purple gem appear and kind of rise out of Selena and then vanish, like crack and vanish. And I think we see elsewhere, we see this figure standing with this staff, and there's this whoosh, and we see this shadowy gem merge into the gem that he has in his staff, or she has in his staff. We don't actually see them yet, but I think we hear the voice go, my brother Thor has made some friends. We'll see what we can do about that. And I think that's it. That's it for the session. Let's do our end of session moves. We've now set up Loki on stage. We've got Eclipsoed Bruce Banner on stage. We've got some serious threats out there. So end of session. Let's start with Selena.
Oh, I guess closer to the team. What with this whole ritual?
Yeah. So who made you feel welcome? Like, who's the person that like you felt actually brought you in?
I'm trying to think. That has to be Strange, I think.
Okay.
It, like, Shield makes a lot of sense, but I think like the Strange scene was real good.
So give influence. Does Strange already have influence over you?
No, he does not.
Okay, so Strange, you may mark influence over Catwoman. And then do you want to clear condition or mark potential?
I don't have any conditions. So.
Okay, so mark potential.
Yeah.
She-Hulk. Closer into your image of yourself or away?
Closer.
Closer. Who made you feel welcome?
That's an interesting question. Let me just review those options again.
Yeah.
Um,
It's interesting you say closer. I would have imagined away or into your image of yourself, but yeah, I want to know who you think
can you
welcome you back
pass
in.
on me for a moment? Let me
Yeah,
think.
absolutely. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thor.
Yeah, I definitely didn't grow into the image of myself.
Yeah.
Walked around. I don't think I grew away from the team. I would suppose closer to the team if anything.
Like in interacting with these people, which one of them kind of made you feel like the most welcome here?
I think I'd have to go with Doctor Strange. He helped me out of a tough spot there, even if I wouldn't admit that he saved me.
And unlike maybe some of your friends back in Asgard, didn't then like point
he
out.
didn't post about it.
Yeah,
it was crazy. He did a great deed and didn't put me to shame. The honor of humans is strange.
So he already has influence over you, right?
Yes, I think
Okay.
so.
So Dr. Strange, you may shift labels for Thor. Shift one up, one down. What do you want to shift?
think shift his freak down and mundane up.
Okay. That seems good. And then Dr. Strange. Oh, wait, Thor, do you want to clear a condition or mark potential?
Yeah, I'll clear hopeless.
Okay. And I'm going to, because I do this for the other players early on, you can also mark an end of session extra potential for yourself there.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Dr. Strange, closer, away?
Definitely closer.
Okay.
And with Catwoman specifically.
Absolutely. Well, does she have influence over you already?
Nope.
Then Catwoman may take influence over Dr. Strange. Dr. Strange, do you want to clear a condition or mark potential?
I will clear my hopeless.
Okay. Let's swing back to you, She-Hulk.
No, I've thought, I've thought about it. And I think in a way that She-Hulk, that Catwoman has made She-Hulk realize that she has to that She-Hulk knows that she knows more about what's right and wrong to do than anybody else can tell her. That not everything is a group decision, and this might even be a grow away from the team, but nobody has influence over her. So I'm going to call it grow into your own image of yourself.
Okay. What do you want to shift up and down?
She's basically started to lay down the principles that are going to guide her as an adult over what's right and what's wrong to do, and how sometimes you do the right thing even when it hurts you personally. So I think we'll actually shift down danger and shift up mundane.
Okay.
Sure.
Is it?
Yep.
Pardon? Yeah. Is that
Right.
work?
Superior. I realize is more apropos.
If you don't mind, I'd like to do just a quick stars and wishes. Stars being things that you dug, particular scenes, interactions, moments, things like that. Wishes being, we got 2 sessions left. Things you want to see in these 2 sessions, particular interactions, scenes, that kind of thing. Joe, can I start with you?
Sure. Huge stars to Thor. Love the introduction. Love him just being the surfer bro, himbo, Val Halen, the art choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the name of that character from the animated series. Val
That's
Halen.
right.
So like that was it's like just boasting asshole. That's like, no, I'm not gonna be patient. Which is more fun to not be patient. So big stars your introduction. Also, huge stars again. I mean, everyone. I love the scene with Strange. I love Brandon and She-Hulk's the emotional vulnerability. Like, no, I will go to hell with you. I'm like, you shouldn't. How do I destroy this? And also like I love the rotating. All right, let's go find friends of Catwoman.
Wishes?
Oh, I don't know. Well, I it was my like advanced at the end. I chose permanently lose, or Eclipso permanently loses influence over me. So I guess
Oh.
like getting to interact. I mean, we're gonna interact with them more anyway. So I also like, I guess like I took the thing mundane move earlier where I can pick up gear or whatever to use. I don't know, maybe like
Mhm.
that's stuff that'll probably just come up and
Like
play
a
anyway. So,
maybe a gear montage scene at some point would be cool to
yeah.
see.
Stealing a wand of Watum.
Yeah, I like that. Brandon?
I liked a lot here. I liked the, Catwoman getting trapped and having to be rescued, whether she wanted it or not. I like Thor as the, boastful Asgardian who hasn't figured out how to deal with mortals yet. And Doctor Strange, doing such a good job this time, and she's kind of She-Hulk's revising her opinion of him as from wannabe to something better. And just the progression of getting to progress the relationship between She-Hulk and Catwoman. I don't know where it's going to end up, but it had some really interesting bits, and I like it. As far as wishes go, I think Thor deserves a big fight.
Absolutely.
So I'll wish that on his behalf, and She-Hulk wouldn't mind it either. Getting to, but of course, the other wish is that we had a glimpse of of Mr. Gray, aka Bruce Banner, and that hasn't really, the full impact of that hasn't really gotten to She-Hulk. She doesn't know
Mhm.
what's going on, and so getting confronted, I think a wish for She-Hulk would be to get to be confronted with that, and and have to deal with that, have to make a hard decision, ideally.
Excellent. Yeah. Chris, stars, things you particularly liked, and then which is the things you want to see future.
Yep. Well, first, thanks guys for the session. Fun time. Stars. I think the budding rivalry with She-Hulk is something that was a good time. I want to see more of. There'll be a star and a wish. Definitely thought that the scene with the quick barbs with Batman was good, just to get me introduced to him and see the chemistry there with the sort of triangle with Catwoman and the like. So a good opportunity for me to start to fit in. And then, yeah, the wishes, I mean, I definitely want to go in full force. And I'm hoping that the team can help cover my back, because the next time I won't be patient and someone will have to be the smart one to deal with all the magic stuff that's going on. So I don't want to hold back, but I want to make sure the team's got me. Yeah, I think that's it.
Awesome. Dr. Strange, wow, Greg, you had your dice from last time, which betrayed you repeatedly last time, finally turn around today. That was great. Stars, wishes? I can't hear you.
I think you're on
Yeah,
mute.
muted.
I'm on mute. Yep.
Okay.
Stars, there was a lot to like in the session. Had a great time. I loved the mix of action and personal scenes. There was a good deal of both, and it was just fun to mix that all together. Definitely loved the scene with Catwoman. I liked getting the talking down I needed. So, and just a great scene. Like seeing She-Hulk become less sure of things. I think it's a good evolution for the character, and a natural one, which was good to see. And like everyone else, Chris, I loved your characterization of Thor. That was really fun. And yeah, hope to see you get to show off your powers a bit more in the future. And looking forward to our friendly rivalry during big fights.
Mhm.
Any
Start
wishes?
Thor. Wishes, that was one. I just wanted
Okay.
to see us all get into it and fight it out as a team.
Yeah.
Apart from that, more of
Yeah.
the same. This has been fun.
I'd like us to eventually be able to get a good moment of triumphal celebration after a fight too. We haven't had one of those on screen, so we gotta
that's true.
get that.
We have to win one.
Yeah. Thank
I
you
mean,
all
I
so
did
much.
just get cured. We could
Yeah,
eventually start
That's true.
open with
We
that.
can start
so.
with that. That's a good point.
Mhm.
I'm going to stop the recording